In the article of Audrey Morallo in the PhilippineStar.com last April 11, 2018, with the title Duterte Retains Very Good Satisfaction Ratings in SWS Survey. It says here that the March 2018 survey was conducted from March 23 to 27, 2018 using face-to-face interviews with 1,200 adults nationwide, with 300 each from Metro Manila, Balance Luzon, the Visayas, and Mindanao. It has a sampling error of positive negative 3% for national ratings and positive negative 6% each for Metro Manila, Balance Luzon, the Visayas, and Mindanao. If you're going to ask, how did they come up with 1,200 adults to answer the survey when in fact, last 2018, the total population in the Philippines is only 106 million. In this video, we're going to discuss on how to compute for the sample size using the Yamane's derived formula. That is, sample size equals population size all over 1 plus the sample or the population size multiplied to the margin of error squared. Example number 1. A researcher will be conducting a survey to determine whether or not students in a university of 11,000 are in favor of the new school policy. What must be the size of the sample if the margin of error is set at 10%? The unknown in the problem is the sample size. To get this, we are going to use Yamane's derived formula. In the problem, the given are 11,000 students as the population size. Ang symbol ng population size ay capital letter N. And next is to determine the margin of error in the problem. And the symbol for that is a small letter E. That is 10%. To get the decimal form of 10%, we're going to have 10 divided by 100. 10 divided by 100, that is 0.10. Applying the formula, we have small letter n or the sample size equals capital letter N or the population size all over 1 plus population size multiplied to the margin of error squared. To evaluate the given values, we have n equals 11,000 divided by 1 plus 11,000 multiplied to 0.10 squared. Kung wala kang scientific calculator, pwede mo namang unahin na i-simplify yung nasa denominator para mas exact yung makuha mong number or yung sagot. So first is to square 0.10. 0.10 squared or in other form, that is 0.10 times 0.10. In your calculator, that would be 0.01. And the rest, just copy. Kasi mano-mano kang nagko-compute kung wala kang scientific calculator. Next is to multiply 0.01 to 11,000. That is 110. And then you have the constant here, 1, and yung population size mo na nasa taas. Yung ginagalaw pa lang natin, yung denominator na katabi ng 1. Next is to add 110 and 1. That is 111. Then copy the numerator. And that's the time that you're going to divide 11,000 by 111. In your calculator, that is approximately 99.099. The rule here in determining the sample size, kasi since the sample size dapat whole number, hindi tayo tatanggap ng decimal number. So the rule here is to round up. When you say round up, you're going to get the next higher integer. Kahit pa yung nakakalagay dito is 99.09, still the answer is 100. Again, the rule in getting the sample size, when you get a decimal number as the final answer, you're going to round up para makakuha ka ng whole number. Kasi sample size.
Ganito yung ginagamit mong calculator. Press on. And then make sure na yung nakalagay dito sa taas is nakaset siya as normal computation. So if we're going to consider example number 1, evaluating the values using the Yamane's derived formula, we have 11,000. And then press this key for the fraction. And then 1 plus 11,000. Press the open parenthesis. And then 0.10. And then press the parenthesis. And then you press this exponent with 2, x squared. And then after that, press equal sign. And then, ang makikita mo dito is in fraction form. To get the decimal form of that, press this key. This one. So, the answer will be 99.099.
Example number 2. A survey will be conducted to determine the proportion of students in a university who surf the internet in a day. Calculate the sample size if the student population size is 9,500 and the level of precision is set at 5%. In the given problem, the unknown is the sample size. Using Yamane's derived formula, we're going to get the sample size. So here, we're going to identify the given, and that is the population, which is 9,500, and the margin of error, or in other references, this is also what you call level of precision. So the level of precision, or the margin of error, is 5%. To get the decimal form of 5%, all you have to do is to divide 5 divided by 100. You can get 0.05 as the decimal form of 5%. Next is to apply now the Yamane's derived formula to get the sample size. Substitute the given values in the given formula. So that would be 9,500 divided by 1 plus 9,500 multiplied to the square of 0.05. So kung mano-mano kang magkukompute, just evaluate in the denominator first. That would be 0.05 squared. In your calculator, that is 0.0025. Next step is to multiply 0.0025 by 9,500. That is 23.75. Next is to add 1 to 23.75, that is 24.75. And that's the time that you're going to divide 9,500 by 24.75. In your calculator, that is 383.84. Since the rule here in getting the sample size is to always round up if you have a decimal number in here, so this will become, pag nagra-round up tayo, you're going to write the next higher integer. That is 384. Therefore, the sample size must be 384.
Ito naman yung ginagamit mong calculator. Press on. In example number 2, we have the values 9,500 divided by, open parenthesis, 1 plus 9,500. That would be multiplied to the margin of error, 0.05, and then close parenthesis, and then square. Yung naka-square, yung 0.05 lang, and then do not forget close parenthesis. So, and then press equal sign. The answer is 383.84 kung ira-round off natin.
Now, it's your turn. Find the sample size required from a population of 2,000 given a margin of error of 1%. Use Yamane's derived formula. For the solutions, we have the given population size, we have 2,000. The margin of error or the level of precision is 1%. To get the decimal form of 1%, 1 divided by 100, that is 0.01. We're going to apply the formula. We have n equals the population size all over 1 plus the population size multiplied to the margin of error squared. Substitute the given values and then simula ka dito sa nakasquare na number. That is 0.0001 and then the rest just copy. We have here this 0.0001 will be multiplied by 2,000. That is 0.2 and then the rest just copy. Next is to add 1 and 0.2. That is 1.2. It's the time that you're going to divide 2,000 by 1.2. In your calculator, that is approximately 1,666.67. Since we are getting the sample size, so the rule is always round up the number na na-compute mo dyan sa calculator. So, dapat whole number siya. Walang point something. Hindi dapat siya decimal number. So, round up this number, that would be 1,667. Therefore, the sample size must be 1,667.